All right, it is 8:49, so let's get back over to Keith Marler talking about what's happening in our neck of the woods today. And Keith, we are talking about how dry, as Cody said, as dry it is here too.
Exactly. Going back and looking at last week's drought monitor. This is looking at last week's drought monitor, where still about 15% of the state did not have any dry conditions at all, but yellow would be just dry. Moderate drought is tan and severe would be orange, and we've really increased that overall with about 85% of the state being at least dry. As we go to this week's drought monitor, you can see we've reduced no drought conditions or dry conditions to only 4% of the state. Nearly 95% of the state is under dry conditions or greater when it comes to drought conditions, with 75% of the state being under some type of moderate drought or greater, and a third of the state having severe drought conditions, most of that being along parts of northern Minnesota, but there is a pocket down in southwestern Minnesota as well. A lot of this southwestern Minnesota condition might be alleviated just from some rain that we get tonight. Parts of southwestern Minnesota going to get anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain, but it will be very locally. It won't be a broad 1 to 3 inches. It will be very, very local 1 to 3 inches of rain. As you can see, the Twin Cities lives under the moderate drought territory. As we again compare it to last week. Last week we were just simply dry with pockets of the East Metro flirting with a moderate drought. This week we are now under a moderate drought here in the Twin Cities. We're on the edge of probably getting some of our suburbs starting to issue some type of water restrictions if you're not under those already. Some of the metro area, some of our suburbs already have the day of the odd and even watering restrictions that just go in place automatically over the summer. Those might be enforced a little stricter as we go on into the month of August. 76 degrees, dew point 67. It's a humid, muggy start to our day. Going to remain quite steamy as those temperatures climb into the 80s. Here in the next couple of hours, you'll notice that steaminess building as a veil of some thin haze out there gets a little thicker into the afternoon as this cold front approaches and brings in some cloud cover. A couple of showers and rumbles on the northwestern edge of the state overall. Get a little more concentrated out across North Dakota. And there's all that wildfire action across parts of the Pacific Northwest. All that wildfire smoke continues to drift our way in the upper atmosphere. It does not impact us at the surface, but it does give us that haze overall. The cold front, as it travels our way, will increase our cloud cover in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere and also trigger out some showers and storms for the day side today in western and northern Minnesota. We're seeing some of that action already. There could be some gusty winds at times later this afternoon and into the evening, and that's why that level 1 risk for severe weather appears there. So for today, increasing coverage in our mid and upper level cloud cover. That will limit our highs today mainly to the upper 80s, but we'll still feel like the 90s thanks to that heat index. Showers and storms flare and fade days side today, then become more concentrated through the late evening and overnight tonight, bringing pockets of heavy rain in southern and southwestern Minnesota, continuing into the day tomorrow before fading away tomorrow afternoon and evening, getting on out of here, allowing for some drier air to filter on in finally for Friday, providing us with a beautiful seasonable day into the day on Saturday afternoon. Put it all together then when it comes down to those rainfall totals, we're looking at pockets, not widespread, but pockets of 1 to 3+ inches of rain on either side of that Minnesota River corridor from Mankato back up through Redwood Falls down towards, again, sections maybe out towards Marshall, down toward Windham, down towards St. James. We got to keep an eye on some maybe localized flooding. Again, farmland this time of year can absorb a lot of rain, and the fact that it's been so dry, we can also absorb that too, but we might end up with some flash flooding concerns. For today, 89 degrees will feel like 93 and steamy. The eastern half of the state remains dry during the day, but pockets of showers and thunderstorms erupt in western Minnesota with that low and level 1 severe threat also off to the northwest and north. Overnight tonight, scattered showers and storms with pockets of heavy rain to the south. That will continue into at least the first half of the day tomorrow with cloud cover lingering. Cooler 78, but still very muggy into the day on Friday. The humidity breaks as we go on into our Friday night, leaving us with a beautiful seasonable day for the first day of August, a high of 83 with dew points barrel right around 60 or 62. That's great. Couldn't ask for better for our first day of the month. Sunday, 85 degrees for your high, and then humid mid-80s take us into the early to middle days of next work week. Let's take a look at